In this episode of The Best Parts, we're talking about everyone's favorite thoughtful, honey-loving bear, Winnie the Pooh.
A simple hello would do. Thank you very much.
For nearly a century, Pooh Bear and his dynamic group of critter friends from the 100-Acre Wood have captured the imaginations of youngsters and their parents alike. Oh yeah, I'm fully willing to admit that I enjoy Pooh's relentless search for honey just as much now as I did when I was a kid. So let's head to the thoughtful spot, and I think I hear a rumbly in my tumbly, which must mean it's time for Winnie the Pooh, The Best Parts.
Nothing can go wrong as long as everything is right, and everything is right now.
This may come as a surprise, but Winnie the Pooh was actually real. Well, not like a real living bear, but rather a stuffed animal owned by a little boy named Christopher Robin Milne. Christopher Robin's father, A.A. Milne, created these amazing stories about his son and his favorite stuffed animals.
Prepare yourselves, you're about to meet some of the most beloved characters in literature.
Tigger, Piglet, Roo, and Eeyore all have real-life plush counterparts. The thought that these books are a loving father's interpretation of his son's boundless imagination makes them that much sweeter. But without the other unique personalities in Pooh's squad, books like Winnie the Pooh and The House at Pooh Corner would get lost in the seemingly endless flood of other children's books. You know, The Wise Owl, Whistling Beaver, Curmudgeonly Rabbit, Childlike Piglet, and famously energetic Tigger all make for stories that are undoubtedly unforgettable. Tigger's bombastic entrance during the rather blustery day will forever be ingrained in my memory. This is the moment where we learned how to spell Tigger.
T-I-double-G-R. That spells Tigger.
Until I saw the film as a young boy, I had no idea what Tiggers were made of, and that they were trouncy, flouncy, and pouncy. It took my parents years to keep me from whipping out my Tigger knowledge on unsuspecting victims, and this video is proof that they didn't quite succeed. Let's not forget about Pooh himself. He's a little slow and a little naive, but relentlessly caring and thoughtful.
Oh yes, I'm rumbly in my tumbly.
This combo of traits, along with his steadfast pursuit of honey, often leads him into some comical predicaments.
Oh, help and bother.
Pooh's persistent pursuit of his favorite treat has gotten him stuck in pots, trees, and Rabbit's doorway. His determination to attain the sweet stuff occasionally exposes him to bee attacks.
Please.
All of this sounds a little scary, but the surreal tone of the stories told in the 100-Acre Wood make these situations ironically calming.
Oh, bother. I don't remember thinking that through.
Maybe it's because he always gets his precious honey. This playful storytelling is on full display in Disney's animated adaptations. Those cartoons are probably how most of us envision Pooh, Tigger, and all the other furry creatures from Christopher Robin's world. Not only did they perfectly capture the essence of the books, but the actual animation cleverly pays homage to its source material. Quite literally, the journey through these stories takes place in the actual pages of the book. When the day gets blustery, the letters are blown across the pages, and when the rain comes down, the words are washed away with them. But it's not all simple stories that calm your senses. Let's not forget, Winnie the Pooh is the cartoon that introduced us to heffalumps and woozles, and their incredible theme song.
A heffalump or woozle is very confusal. A heffalump or woozle's very sly.
Now, this infamous section of The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh may have given us the willies in our younger days.
Ooh, ear!
But you have to admit how cleverly animated this section is. And I'm not just talking about the stripes and polka dots. It sits on a fine line between slightly off and scary, which allows the audience to understand Pooh's irrational fear of these fictional creatures, but not in a way that would scar them for life. Unless you count having that song stuck in your head for eternity a scar.
Beware, 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 beware.
But ultimately, Winnie the Pooh epitomizes childhood. It doesn't matter who you are. There's a little bit of Christopher Robin in each of us. And I'm sure you could probably tell me all about the tight group of stuffed animals you had as a kid.
I have so many things to say.
If you're anything like me, one of them was an actual Pooh Bear. Red shirt, no pants and all.
You're my friend.
I bet we could attribute the timelessness of these stories to the morals they contain. Help others, be selfless, accept people for who they are, and ultimately, be kind. All mantras we could use a little more of these days.
You're braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem.
Who's your favorite character from the 100-Acre Wood? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we'll be back here every week talking about all our favorite stuff and the best parts. Thanks for watching.